Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome to it. Once again, preparing things right up until the very last second. We got so much for you.
That's how much we care.
That's how much it is. It is. Thank you, Jeffy.
I know, that's what I said.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it. Needed to be said. Yesterday, our fearless leader was brilliant again. Mm-hmm. You know what? I haven't even seen this footage yet.
You're in for a treat.
You are up for a treat. It will make you love him even more.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. He gave a speech yesterday, and apparently he was in prime form. Mm-hmm. Here he is.
God bless you all.
God bless you all.
Hello, doofus.
Where are you going?
Old man. Hey, over here. My gosh.
Who are you talking to? What is happening? Okay. Anyway, there you go. There's Joe Biden. Whose hand was he trying to shake? Wait, who said this?
And then he was talking to the wall or something.
Yeah,
After that.
weird.
Oh, there's nobody there. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Well, oh no. Do you speak wall?
Yeah.
Let's see it one more time. I want to see if there's another explanation
There is,
here.
actually,
because,
and I'm willing to give it to you.
Okay.
Great.
God bless you all.
God bless you.
Now you have a pathead, Jeff Wright, who says he's trying to shake hands with one of those 81 million voters here.
All right.
Funny.
Yeah, he couldn't. He had nobody to shake hands with.
No one back there,
Now
man.
he's just.
Where are you going?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Dude, what are you doing? What an embarrassment.
Okay, so
here we go. Now,
Embarrassment.
what are we going to nickname Jeffy after he explains away this Joe
I
Biden?
believe.
Yeah.
I watched that multiple times yesterday because when you see it the first time, like you just did, you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And so I watched it multiple times, and I think that he wasn't trying to shake someone's hands. He was actually motioning and commenting to the dingleberries off to the side there. Because you see them stand up.
But you're
and look
pointing
at
right
him.
now to demonstrate that. He extended his
Well,
hand.
that's how he does.
We got Jeff Psaki over here trying to defend the indefensible. No,
Mm-hmm.
the guy's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, that's nice try.
Well, that was good
But
spin.
no.
And then he
Let's see it one
wanders
more
in the
time.
back corner.
One more time. Let's see if he's pointing to somebody.
Jeffy says he's reaching out to dingleberries.
God bless America.
All right,
So-
he's pointing to dingleberries.
See, he's looking straight ahead.
No,
Hey, how you
that's
doing?
not how you point.
doing?
That is how you shake hands. That's not how you point.
That was not a point.
No, and then he's
bro.
wandering around back
I
there.
think he's talking to like,
What am I doing here?
That's what his brain was doing right there.
Exactly.
Nice job, Corby.
Exactly.
I wish I would have saved him. I think one of my favorite new memes of Biden is they show him at the podium and he's speaking, and on his forehead is the check engine light. Hilarious.
That's funny.
Really funny.
That's
Sad
funny.
too.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Also from the speech yesterday, here's Joe telling us about his time as a college professor.
Oh, good.
I've been on a lot of university campuses. Matter of fact, for 4 years, I was a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
What?
Oh.
For 4 years.
Oh.
He was a full professor at the University of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well.
Huh. He didn't teach a single class
No.
ever. Not one.
How much did he make off of that, though?
I think it was like $1 million.
$1 million to not teach a class.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Only $1 million?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, that's a good gig.
That's a really good gig. When you don't teach a single class and they pay you $1 million for some reason? For what?
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He was a full professor.
Yeah, they gave him a, gosh darn it, what did they give him? I forget what they titled it. Well, some honorary professorship. And he had a special title that they had given him.
Well, he said for 4 years he was a full professor. Now, full professors teach.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he was he was named Benjamin Franklin Presidential Practice Professor.
Stop.
Unreal.
Stop.
He's such an embarrassing lying sack of crap. Jeez, he's terrible. Somebody sent this reminder of Joe at a town hall last year, too.
You got the vaccination? Yeah. Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're. No, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon or whatever, something, or whether those aliens are here or not.
You forget how bad this is, man.
So, Jeff Psaki, could you please spin that one for us?
Wow, the president was just trying to tell us how important it is to be vaccinated and keep Americans safe.
Yeah,
he did a good job at it there.
Interlocutors?
Yeah, what was that?
What is that?
Nobody knows.
Or interlocutors? Are you working for Potter now? You say. Is he doing Jimmy Stewart there?
Guess so.
Yes, sir. What are you working for Potter now?
Wait, now do it one more time as my trained monkey and say, "Are you working for Big Pharma?"
I'm not your trained monkey.
It works.
So
it works.
Are you working for
Big Pharma?
Oh yeah. You're working for Big Pharma now. You say?
Thank you. Thank you. So good.
That's something else.
Yep.
Wow. But there's nothing wrong with him. Don't worry about it. Nothing's wrong with him.
Don't question it either.
No.
Right.
Don't do it.
No, you're a hater and a conspiracy theorist if you think that there's some kind of cognitive problem there. Because the guy is sharp as a tack. He's written...
Somebody sent us this thing.
So we know that Jill has a new book
Frank
coming
Kraft
out.
has sent this to us.
Okay,
it's A Promised Lad. Memoirs of a President-elect.
Oh, okay. So
it's been a couple of years now.
Oh, nice.
A Joseph Robinette Biden parody.
A parody?
And
I don't think so.
Here's the book.
Read us an excerpt from it.
All right. Yeah, let me see if I can fart. Page 1.
Page 1's fart.
Boppy boopy.
Okay. Wow.
Like page 4.
Wow. So you're just...
There's nothing here.
That's what's in Joe Biden's brain, man, right there.
Nothing. Well, yeah, okay, there's one thing here. Today is my favorite ice cream.
Today is my favorite ice cream. Awesome.
Chapter 2. Yeah, so chapter 1 was powerful. I mean, that was in depth. Holly jolly poop poop.
You pooped your pants?
Wow.
I should put my teeth back in.
There you go.
That's a good one.
This is the memoir of Joseph Robinette Biden.
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer. No, I'm sorry. I wish I was an Oscar Minor Cole Lunchbox Joe. Okay. Pay me.
Pay me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
And if my pants fall and no one is there to tell me, did they fall? That's really good.
What must be worked? What must be worked? What must be worked?
And his butt's been wiped. So we've got that going for us.
We are doomed.
I mean, it's one thing after another.
Some would say that. Some would say that we're doomed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some would.
Some would say that we're doomed.
They might be pretty close to being right.
If it was his fault. But it's not. Anything that's going on in the world that doesn't seem to be good, not his fault.
Well, you got the Putin price hike,
Yeah. Well, so because now it's Abbott too. Don't forget.
And Greg Abbott. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, Abbott's creating that backlog at the border. That bastard.
We have a little.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Putin price hike is a talking point favorite, of course, of this administration and the deflectors here. I mean, this is good stuff. Watch this.
The president's statement blames the Putin price hike. Are you guys just going to start blaming Putin for everything until the midterms?
Today, America is battling Putin's price hike.
Help deal with this Putin price hike.
You may have noticed this week that your gas prices have gone up.
I have.
I want to talk to you a little bit about why. A lot of it has to do with Vladimir Putin.
Putin, yeah.
Right now, of course, we have the Putin price hike.
Putin's price hike is hitting Americans at the pump.
70% of the increase in prices in March came from Putin's price hike in gasoline.
to reduce the impact of Putin's price hike.
I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
So because of the actions we've taken to address the Putin price hike,
I can't believe they say it with a straight face.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Everything within my power by executive orders to bring down the price and address Putin's price hike.
Wow, that is incredible. That's incredible. Pathead, crack pipes and pudding. Crack pipes and pudding.
Yeah.
Sent this handy picture to kind of help explain things, like help explain inflation. So we've got a
Hey,
photo
there he
there.
is. Look at back-to-back days with a Peter Dinklage reference here, huh? Right? Oh, you missed it on overtime, so you have to go and subscribe, blazetv.com.
So you got inflation in 2020 at 2%. Mm-hmm. Okay, then you got and that's Peter Dinklage. Then you move up to
Kevin Hart. Is that right?
Kevin Hart. Yeah, inflation 2021 5%. Then you move up to Shaquille O'Neal at inflation January 2022 at 7.5%.
Oh no.
Then it's Yao Ming, inflation February 2022 at 7.9%. And then I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, who is that guy?
I don't know.
March 2022.
Inflation 8.5%. From an even taller guy than Yao Ming. Yao Ming is 7'6" or 7'7". So how tall is this guy?
Let me look this guy up. So,
and who is he?
So he's obviously 8'5", right? Niner. Because I mean that right? Isn't Shaq 7'5"? So who is this guy? Oh yeah, he's the world's tallest man. Jeffy was right.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Wadlow,
okay.
whatever
I don't
his
know.
name is, yeah.
And how tall is he?
8'5".
8'5"? Seriously, 8'5"? Huh.
Seriously, his name is
Wow.
Baoxishun, Baoxishun. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Guinness World Book
Friends
Records.
call him Bill.
Friends call him Bill. So Bill's 8'5".
8'5". My God.
You're doing a lot of ducking.
Amazing.
You're doing a lot of ducking at 8'5".
Yeah. And you're buying a lot of specialty furniture and beds and things like that.
Wow. I just shove two beds together and
Is
sleep
that what I do?
sideways.
Yeah, okay.
Fine.
All right. That's fine. Yesterday, Elon Musk trying to buy Twitter outright.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Looks like they turned him down already.
I don't think we've had a final on that yet.
Yeah, but so I mean, it was like you're a long way off.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Was
they're trying to
the
milk
message.
him for more money. I mean,
Yeah, and he already said it's his final offer. Take it or leave it.
But he did say he had a plan B. So
Yeah, during this TED Talk
So, yeah.
yesterday, that was fun.
He's interesting. It's really interesting to have Elon Musk on this planet. I'm glad he's here. I really am.
Yeah.
So here's what he said yesterday about free speech.
And a good sign as to whether there's free speech is someone you don't like allowed to say something you don't like. And if that is the case, then we have free speech. And it's damn annoying when someone you don't like says something you don't like. That is a sign of a healthy, functioning, free speech situation.
Right.
Thank you.
He's exactly right.
Thank you.
That's right. Because free speech is not free speech if it's just everything that's okay with you.
Right.
That's not free speech. That's just people saying stuff you like.
And I'm proud of him because it felt like he was going to say functioning democracy.
And he didn't.
And he said, you know what? Free speech situation. I'm
Yeah,
going to say
thank
that
you.
instead.
Thank you.
Thank you for avoiding that word.
Yeah. Then we didn't have to get set off by it, which I love that.
I mean, he's offering what, $43 billion? That's what it works out to be
Yeah.
for Twitter.
Yep.
And they're also, oh, that's not enough. It's not enough. Well, it's more than what it's worth right now, bro.
Right. Well, yeah. He raised the share. I think he offered 38% more than the share is at right now.
So
right?
I know you may think that there's great increases in the future, but not right now.
Yeah, we'll get to his Twitter back and forth here with that Prince. Yeah.
Excellent.
Many Patheads sent us what may end up being the new Twitter logo.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. This is kind of fun. A combination between Tesla and Twitter.
I love it.
That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it wouldn't be that, but it's still kind of cool. To which Elon Musk,
it's his game.
Elon Musk was going back and forth with a Saudi prince yesterday. Is this guy a big investor in Twitter?
Yes. He at one point I think he was the largest, but he's not obviously not anymore. But he has I think 4 or 5% now in Twitter.
Okay. We don't have any idea how many Saudi princes are into so many things in the United States of America.
And it's him
things
personally
that would surprise you.
and his company.
Yeah.
Separate companies, which is him as well, but on paper it looks different.
And that's kind of what Elon was
there
getting
you
at
go,
with
yeah.
the tweets yesterday.
Like years ago, would you have ever suspected that a Saudi prince owned 10% of Fox News? I don't know if he still does. I don't know if he, but I know that 10 years ago that was the case.
And that's a pretty good chunk.
10% of Fox News. So they had a lot of sway over what happened, and they would sound off from time to time.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they didn't appreciate the program.
Silent partners?
No. No, they weren't.
Sniff, sniff.
I couldn't give you any exact examples, things that they tried to shut down,
but it's happened.
But it's happened.
I mean, we're aware of it actually happening.
We are aware of it. Yeah. So the prince tweeted this out. I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter given its growth prospects. Being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter, Kingdom KHC and I reject this offer. Okay, you're not in control. All right. How much does he own? Did you say 4%?
I think
5%?
if it's not in that, if it's not in that timeline, I can find out.
I love how he tucks in long-term shareholders.
Right.
I dig it, Elon.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it comes time to vote, man.
So Elon responded with, not stick it up your rectal cavity, which I would have said probably. Interesting. Just 2 questions, if I may. How much of Twitter does the kingdom own directly and indirectly? And what are the kingdom's views on journalistic freedom of speech?
Good question.
Nice. The kingdom.
Ouch.
And they came back with, that's where they came back with how much he had. There were some people posting on what percentage he had. And I feel like it was down to 5% now or something like that. And it was, like I said, it was between him and his company. And so he's not.
That's why Elon's asking, how much do you own?
Right.
And how much does the kingdom own?
Right. And then there's another company, too, that I think owns more than Musk now.
Yeah, he's not the biggest owner anymore.
Yeah, right now.
It's, I read who it was. Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Vanguard. Yesterday, upon hearing the news about Elon Musk wanting to buy Twitter, Tom Brady tweeted this out. You got a lot of people commenting on Elon Musk yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So Brady tweets out, if you buy Twitter, can you delete the combine photo?
This is so funny.
Really funny. It was really funny.
I don't remember what the combine photo
combine
was.
The timeline, I'm sure we have it, right?
Do we have it up
I
there?
hope
Yeah,
we
look
did.
at that. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah.
So there,
there
he is as a
Because
college senior.
And they've done side by sides with him at the combine and all his rings.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the most flattering.
No.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's like a dad bod. And he was only, 20, 21?
Oh, no.
Oh,
See that?
no, baby.
I wouldn't want that photo out there either. Look at that. Don't sniff him. Joe Biden checking out Tom Brady's shampoo.
No, honey. No.
I see where Tom is. He went ahead and I think he paid back, or they said that they weren't going to make the guy that bought his final football for $518,000 his final touchdown pass football.
Yeah.
He bought it at an auction for $518,000, and now he's backed out. So now the sale's been voided.
They let him off the hook.
They let him off the hook.
Yeah.
Well, they should.
Why?
Because it's not
It's
his
going to be worth something. It's his last touchdown pass.
You know what?
Pre-retirement. Pre-retirement one.
If Tom Brady goes out and gets injured during training camp, that could end up being the guy be like, crap. I should have held on to it.
And there it sits in Tom's den.
Or somewhere.
Tom's smoking a cigar going, yeah, that was my last one.
Thanks for
doubt
giving it to me.
That guy's going to play till he's 50 years old. I think he beats George Blenda's record. Wasn't George Blenda playing when he was 49? I think he played at 49. And Brady, is so much better than George Blanda was.
I don't know about that. George Blanda
come
was
on.
awesome.
Blanda was
Brady
good.
wasn't on the sideline smoking cigarettes, I'll tell you that.
That's for
and
sure.
George was.
That is
George
for
was
sure.
back there smoking cigarettes, going out to kick
He's
the
probably
ball.
drinking whiskey on the sideline. Those were the
Those
old
guys
days,
were great,
man.
I mean, as much as Tom Brady has broken my heart as a Falcons fan and is in the Falcons division, seriously, it will be a sad day. I was upset.
I think
when
I
he
was.
retired.
I was sad when he retired.
And I was like,
as sick of him as I am.
Right.
I was sad when
And
he
we've
retired.
got a lot of great talent in the NFL now, too. I mean, there's a lot of great talent in the NFL. And still, you want Tom to
still want him to keep going.
But you think back to when he was a rookie, and you think of all the things in your life that have happened in these 20-plus years. It's like, I don't want that thread to go away.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I may want some of those things in that thread to go away. I think I'm with Tom. Let's delete some of those photos.
Speaking of sports, last night, round 1 went to the Nebraska Cornhuskers, 1-0.
Oh, hello.
1-0.
Wow.
It was quite a pitcher's duel. That was something else.
We could have been there, man.
When did it take most of the game for Nebraska to score, or did they go up on top? And
I stopped listening in the third inning, and so I'm not sure when they scored. I had to get up and see the score this morning.
So it was a few innings.
But it was
at 0-0,
it was like they retired, both of them. Both pitchers had retired like 9 straight in the third inning. So I think it was fairly late in the game. We got 3 more. 2 today, 1 tomorrow.
If it doesn't get
see what
snowed
happens.
out in Lincoln.
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh.
I guess it's pretty cold there.
Yeah.
Like 50?
Yeah, but by Sunday they're saying snow.
Jeez. Well, they won't be playing on Sunday, so
with the wind chill.
Yeah, burr.
Not baseball weather.
And what was it? 80 in New York City yesterday, I think.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really warm.
Oh, real quick. I was looking this up. Gordie Howe was 52 years, 11 days old when he finished playing hockey in 1980.
He was awesome. Gordy was a badass.
52. Wow.
Good stuff.
Wow. Is that the latest professional athlete
It's definitely
playing into his
hockey.
50s?
I'm pretty sure.
That's
any of them.
Yeah. All right. CNN is freaking out over Elon Musk possibly buying all of Twitter, and they should, because things are going to be different, I think, under Elon if he's able to pull this off. But
okay, Brian. So I know that we're gaming this out a little bit because it may not turn out to be real, at least as a practical matter. But given his stance, a very liberal view of free speech, kind of like anybody talk under any circumstances.
Oh no!
If it were to be successful,
liberal view of
what would
free
this mean for
speech.
Twitter?
Anybody
What would it mean, for instance, for the most famous deplatformed member of Twitter, the former president?
Oh, they all
yes,
were worried
that's right.
about
You remember
Trump.
even when Musk was on there flirting with a board seat, just buying up shares last week, there was immediate talk about whether Donald Trump will be reinstated. It's bigger than Trump, of course, as well, though. This is about global freedom of speech issues. Musk says he wants a much more permissive
freedom of speech
atmosphere
issues
on Twitter. And if he were to take the company private, he
Unreal.
could then do whatever he wanted. Already we're seeing some Republican lawmakers today cheering Musk on. Here's Lauren Boebert on Twitter, of course, saying, Musk is showing us that free speech is worth fighting for. I hope Twitter's board sees the light. Elon, don't let us down. Again, it's always hard to tell, even if people are taking Musk seriously. Is he serious? Look at some of the polls he posted on Twitter in recent weeks.
He filed with the
ideas
FCC.
about converting the headquarters into a
What
homeless
do you mean,
shelter and taking the
course
W
he's
out
serious.
of Twitter. He's been having a lot of fun with this
That's
at
what he
others'
said. He
expense.
said,
Frankly, Jim, at shareholders' expense.
I did it.
This is a stock last year. It was up at $70+. Now it's been down in the 30s and 40s. He's offering $54.20. 420, that's a marijuana reference. As you can see today, there are some investors interested in this. But notice what's happened. This stock has not gone to $54 today. That means some investors aren't buying it. They don't believe Musk is that serious. But the board has to take this very seriously. They may be meeting as we speak to determine what to do. Are they going to fight?
All hands on deck.
Look, they have to take it seriously when the richest man in the world offers them to buy out the company.
Right. Yeah.
But that was a common thread on CNN yesterday and MSNBC. Their first question was, oh my gosh, is Donald Trump going to be allowed to come back if Elon Musk is on Twitter? I mean, these people are just Trump derangements.
And would he anyway? Would he come back? I mean, he's trying to hawk his own thing now.
I think he would. I think he would come back to Twitter. His own thing isn't doing that well.
I know that, but I'm just...
It's not doing well. So, yeah, I think he'd come back to Twitter. If he had a chance, yeah, because he wants that he wants 50 million people following him again, and he doesn't have that right now. So we'd be talking about him again every day. And CNN would be talking about him again every day.
They would actually love it. That's what they
would
say.
love it. I mean, that might save their network, actually.
It might.
Yeah, but it's too late for CNN Plus.
It is.
That
thing's
on
over.
its way out.
All right. Let me tell you about Manscaped. If you haven't started spring cleaning yet, now's the time. And I'm not talking about cleaning up around the house. I'm talking about the cleaning that happens, in your pants. The kind of cleaning that you do best with Manscaped. Manscaped has the full package you need, specifically the Performance Package 4.0. To start off, use the Manscaped Lawnmower.
I mean, the greatest 4.0 for products
trimmer
ever.
To get the most precise shave of your life. It's waterproof. It's equipped with an LED light, so it'll be really useful.
You can shave in the dark if you want to.
Yeah.
There's no risk involved.
Shave in the shower, too, which would be great. Then you can move on to the Weed Whacker. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, tugs, painful things, all. It's the real deal. Finally, you'll need the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, an anti-chafing deodorant and spray-on toner for you, down there. Manscaped, it's partnering with the Testicular Cancer Society this spring to raise awareness as well. It's really, that's great. Cool. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code UNLEASHED at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping when you use the offer code UNLEASHED at manscaped.com. Time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did you see that Democrats all around Dianne Feinstein, her aides, and people who have known her for years and years and years are now worried that she is unfit to be a U.S. senator?
I mean, that's kind of been an ongoing thread for a while now, right?
Apparently it's bad, and it's getting worse. When a California Democrat in Congress recently engaged in an extended conversation with her, they prepared for a rigorous policy discussion like those they had with her many times over the last 15 years. Instead, the lawmaker said they had to reintroduce themselves to Feinstein multiple times during an interaction that lasted several hours.
Oh, no.
Not only that, but she kept repeating herself, and then she would again ask who she is, and then she would again introduce herself, and I mean, this went on multiple times.
We know
she's
that
88 years old.
From that story of the pharmacy there in D.C. that the meds are being delivered to Congress.
Obviously, Dianne Feinstein's one of them.
Gotta be.
Obviously. And, they say that sometimes she's still lucid, but, and I know this with my dad when he was, in the last stages of his life. Sometimes he was fine. You could talk to him and it seemed normal. Other times, he thought he was feeding the cows at the orphanage that he lived in when he was 10 years old.
Right.
And he insisted that he had to go feed the cows before they died. And I took it, I took him to the place where he used to feed the cows. And it was a Shopco now. And he's like, no, you got to go behind here. So I went behind there. No, it's not there. It's over there. So, I mean, you can't convince them otherwise.
Right.
But it's fascinating that we have, maybe fascinating is not exactly the word. The right word. But here we have the President of the United States. We have Nancy Pelosi. Mm-hmm. We have Dianne Feinstein. We probably have multiple others that we have not yet heard about. Ones that are kind of in the background and we don't hear about much. She's the oldest, but something's got to be done here because we can't have senile people running the United States government.
Yeah.
This has got to stop.
And her term, Feinstein, doesn't end until the end of 2024.
Yeah, she was just elected again not long ago, right? Holy cow.
My gosh.
Just clap for that, you stupid bastard.
There you go.
Welcome. Great to have you with us.
That guy is just so
he's
bad,
awesome,
my
isn't he?
friend.
He's
I'll
awesome.
tell you that.
He's awesome. We played the wandering around video today. That is chilling. And then you couple that with everything else that's going on with Nancy Pelosi, who's completely out to lunch, and she's not coming home for dinner.
I don't think
and
so
then
either.
you hear all this stuff about Dianne Feinstein. I mean, we've got people probably with dementia, or if not Alzheimer's, in the U.S. government, in the highest positions of the U.S. government.
I remember, and it was probably within the last 2 years anyway, but for sure the last year, I think, where someone had posted a video of Feinstein in the hallways,
was one of the reporters.
Congressional hallways.
Right.
What is
Yep.
wrong
Yep.
with Dianne Feinstein? And she's
Right.
just babbling, not knowing what she's doing.
Yes.
And it was just another example. I'll tell you what, the people, and she's in office presumably for another 4 or 5 years. The people around these people that are helping them get elected and covering
Treasonous.
for them,
It's treason.
that's the crime.
Yep. But they like it because that
Yeah, it
gives
keeps
them more power.
Absolutely.
They can put whatever they want to in front of her, and she will read it.
That's right. Yep. And they just make the decision for her.
Mhm.
That's all. Easy. It's really bad. It is really bad. And how many people, how many others are there? I mean, she's 88. She's the oldest in office right now. But there are people that are dang close to her age.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that they're starting to decline. And something has to be done about it. I don't know if there's an age limit, if there's a mental test. Something has to be done.
And let's go back to Joe Biden for a second. Where are the people who were screaming that they wanted Donald Trump to take a cognitive test?
Yep.
Where's that same cry for a guy who's actually demonstrating an inability to think?
Jill is the criminal there.
Oh, Jill
is the criminal.
She's horrific.
I'm sorry.
Horrible. Thus, the Lady Jill McBiden label.
Yes.
I mean that is very, very Macbeth-like. She's terrible, and she knows full well.
You're darn right she does.
What's going on with him, and she continues to push forward because, again, I think she likes the power.
Oh,
I think she likes the influence. Meanwhile, we've got a tech company that will implant payment chips into your hand.
Ooh,
of course it will. About time. Yeah,
You'd get one of these, wouldn't you, Jeffy?
I'm pretty close.
Yeah.
I am pretty close. I just don't want to be bothered.
So instead of carrying your wallet in your back pocket or your purse, a tech company wants you to carry it under your skin.
Ugh.
The British-Polish company Walletmore is selling microchips as alternative payment options. I mean, a digital angel could do this, couldn't it? You would think.
Yeah.
That's
That
been
was
around
just
for
tracking.
20 years or more. This chip is about the size, I always say this, of a grain of rice. So you're going to put a grain of rice under your skin. It costs about $300, and it does not come inside a credit card. Instead, it must be implanted in your body, preferably in your hand.
Yeah, because you want to be able to scan it.
Sure.
You want to be able to go through the scanner. How much information does it hold, though?
Right.
What is it holding?
Well, let's
because
see if it
may
says.
you may need another one for health purposes, and then you may need another
That's the one that they're going to put in your head. That's the health one. This is the commerce.
Once you activate it using a digital wallet app, Walletmore says you'll be able to make purchases at most businesses around the world just by swiping your hand over a card reader. Now, does that sound great and really convenient? You bet it does. Yeah, that'd be great.
And since I have to upload an app with that, do I have to have? Then I have to have my phone in a reasonable distance of the chip. Then, right?
I don't know. It doesn't say that. Right now, the chips are only being sold to citizens of the UK, Switzerland, and countries in the EU. According to Walletmore, almost 200 people already have the implants.
Nice.
Walletmore suggests using a surgeon or one of its trusted specialists.
Oh, I can't just ram it in myself?
No.
Oh, darn it.
Just a minor operation.
Do I void the warranty if I ram it in myself? Oh, no.
Well, once the implant goes in, there's no refund. So that's yours, baby. Now, I know that wasn't a digital angel that kind of
That was a
works.
tracking thing.
It is a tracking,
Yeah.
but it's got all kinds of
Did it? Okay.
health information on it. But one of their real big benefits was the GPS locator.
Yes.
Because if your kid is kidnapped, you could find them really easily.
It's all about safety, baby.
And that supposedly ran off your body's electricity.
Oh, that seems safe.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah. So if Digital Angel had taken root 25 years ago when they were rolling this out, and you were getting in mass children right? They'd be adults today who would be like, "Oh, I've already got this thing in here. Let me upgrade it to." To add the money stuff.
And why wouldn't you? If you already had the chip,
right.
of course you're going to do
normalize
that.
And that's the thing, right? We already have companies having employees get a chip so they can have access to parts of their buildings and parts of their work environment where they can instead of having a pass that opens doors, a separate pass. It's already just boop.
Yes, you don't have to worry about ever forgetting it. And your fob key. How many times have you? I've forgotten it a few times here.
I gotta tell you, some days I think just chip me.
I know.
Just chip me.
A lot of people probably do.
Just chip me, bro.
But then there's that little thing called the Bible that sort of dissuades you from, at least me.
I was going to say, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Cause
yeah. Implanting things in my body just
on Good Friday. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Remember that old Glenn Beck thing? Digital angel.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the mark of the beast.
It's not the mark of the beast.
Yeah. Classic.
Yep.
I mean, that's been around for a long time. I'm kind of surprised that we're still at this beginning stage.
It does feel like we should be farther along with it. And we are in animals, right? I mean, we have chips in animals, all animals. Right?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
We're also cloning animals, apparently.
Yeah.
Woman cloned her pet after it died, but it's not a copycat.
Man, I think of this all the time with my dogs.
Barbara Streisand did it years ago. She's had the same dog for the last 50 years.
I wish I had done this with my dog, Indy.
Well,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Really? Is it bad? Do they turn
Pet Cemetery.
Turn on you?
Take a listen.
No.
Chai's death came unexpectedly, a freak accident of sorts, after she swallowed a piece of wrapper that got lodged in her intestines.
Well, she's already a dumb dog.
Oh, wow. No, this is a cat.
I should have had it checked.
When the beloved 5-year-old cat died in 2017, there was nothing her owner, Kelly Anderson, could do, or so she thought. Chai's body had not yet turned cold when Anderson remembered a conversation with a roommate about the Texas-based Viagen pets, one of just a few companies worldwide that clone pets. Next morning, she called him. Some $25,000, and 5 years later.
Oh, no.
Anderson, a 32-year-old dog trainer from Austin, has a 6-month-old carbon copy of Chai curled up in her lap. Belle is nearly identical to Chai, down to her deep blue eyes and fluffy white coat. The two cats share a couple of quirks, like sleeping with their bodies stretched out against Anderson's back, but that's where the similarities end, she says.
Oh, no.
Although clones carry the same genetic material, they're not the same animal.
Okay.
After all, they don't carry the same memories and experiences that turned the original creatures into adored pets. It's a bit like resetting a phone. While the model and technology are one and the same, all the data has been wiped out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense, right?
But for $25,000? No,
that's
thank
a
you.
lot.
I don't even want to spend that on my kids.
Yeah, I know.
I spent $25,000 on a cat. No.
There was a time when I thought I'd spend any amount of money to keep my dog alive. Transplants, cancer treatments, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to him. More than 25 years after the controversial Dolly the sheep case, Anderson is part of a growing group of people who pay a small fortune to clone their pets. But while scientific advancement has allowed the practice to become more commercial, the procedure itself raises ethical dilemmas, according to experts.
Yeah.
So does the cat turn on her? Is it nasty? It just doesn't have the same personality, right?
The cat grabbing it, clutching at her throat, trying to kill her.
Trying to kill her, trying to slice open a vein.
It depends on what kind of memory she gives.
Cat clones.
All right, let's go to the phone. It's Lauren in New Jersey. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, bingo.
All right.
Nice.
You caught it. All right, where did your bingo happen?
Anybody's going to make it before Foreigner in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, right. And we're going to go down.
From upper right down to lower left.
From upper right
diagonally.
down left.
Okay.
Yep.
So.
Clap, you stupid bastards.
Right, we just got that one.
Get off me.
Okay. And then?
I'm going to get in trouble.
And?
Pat Screech.
Which
Nice job.
I think happened right toward the end of the show. Was that yesterday, I think?
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations, Lauren. Thanks for listening. Did you get your setup for the $30 merch?
I did. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Lauren. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
And we'll do it all again tomorrow. And don't forget that on Overtime, we actually tell you all the squares that have been covered.
Every now and then.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a
All
cool
right.
added bonus.
Plus, I mean, there's so much that goes on in Overtime that you really shouldn't be missing it. Go to blazetv.com/Pat. Enter the promo code More Unleashed, and you'll get $15 off your sub.
Yeah, that ends after this weekend, so you better get it done.
Oh, so you do have the weekend to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't wait, though. So you don't forget. Do it right now.
Yeah, they said till tax day. So I don't know if that ends midnight Sunday night since tax day is Monday.
Today is... Oh, yeah, okay.
They extended it.
All right.
Yeah.
Today is normally tax day, but because it falls on Friday, I guess they give us till Monday.
So it may work on Monday, but I wouldn't risk it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good safety tip. Thank you, Keith.
Sales only as good until the boss comes back. So we don't know when that's going to happen.
We've lost our minds because the manager's out of town. Good morning, everybody. This is kind of interesting. In San Francisco, when you go into a Walgreens there, you find that every item in the store is behind lock and key.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at this. This is what they've had to resort to because of the theft that's going on, where people just come in with huge garbage bags and dump all the merchandise off the shelves into the bag and just walk out of the store.
That's what you get.
Look at that.
And I mean, they've closed so many stores.
So now you can't buy anything without getting somebody to open up the case for you and give it to you.
Been creating jobs.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because, are you? They have a single aisle monitor for each aisle. That's awesome.
It is
so
awesome.
I get a separate color vest. I get to stand at the end of the aisle.
This
Need
is
something?
Life in the year 2022. It's really
somebody
sad.
commented
It's really sad.
on Twitter underneath that picture. It says, I travel the world. I have never seen another nation live this way. And that's something. To think that everything in a store, it is heartbreaking. Behind lock and key,
But that's what 60 years of Democrat rule have done to cities like San Francisco. It's turned us into animals, and there have been no consequences for people. And you've got district attorneys that are removing felonies for up to $1,000. Was that Los Angeles where they said, or was it San Francisco?
San Francisco,
Irving, Texas. San Francisco.
Dallas,
Yeah, it's all over the place. Where go ahead and steal $1,000 worth of merchandise, and that's just a misdemeanor. We'll give you a fine. What? Really? Okay.
It just encourages more.
Sure does.
And then what? It's like negotiating with terrorists. The next thing you know, $2,000, $5,000. Look, we can't. We're just not going to respond to any crime.
And how many times have we seen lately stories where violent offenders have been set free on the streets and they just kill somebody else?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I better not see any of the January 6th, the day democracy died, people let out of jail. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it.
Right.
I don't want to hear about it. They better rot.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Because we've seen how terrifying that was.
That's exactly right.
Show us, Rob. There it is. I don't even have to say it now. Rob just automatically plays
it. You should
it.
just save that for overtime because I don't know.
Too horrifying?
I don't want to give that away.
It's horrifying. Terrifying and horrifying. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
You okay?
Yeah, no, not really. Look at that.
That's not good.
The milling, the parading.
The parading is what got me in this video.
It's too much, really.
And there were at least 20 FBI agents that were, or federal agents that were
involved in that?
Yeah, and interspersed with the crowd.
Yeah, okay, so there was FBI agents interspersed. There was Antifa members that were firing people up, trying to get them to commit violence. I mean, it's just... I know. And that's why we won't ever see the thousands and thousands of hours of footage that they actually have that they won't show us.
They're asking for more attorneys and more investigators now for the January 6th investigations. How about no?
Yeah.
How about no?
We've had one person at least acquitted by a jury trial just recently. We had that story this week.
Yeah.
Because here's what he did. He walked into the Capitol building. The end.
No.
Oh, he did walk around. for a couple of minutes.
Yes, he did.
So we walked into the Capitol building,
Right.
walked around,
Don't change the facts, man.
and then walked back out.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not how you set it up.
No, you're right, Keith. I tried to eliminate the most horrifying
I
part.
noticed. The people,
walking around. He paraded.
The people
and then
need
he
the
left.
facts.
So
Did he parade or did he just mill?
no, he paraded. I think he
Okay.
paraded.
Wait a minute. What is the
All
definition of mill? Like a mill definition. I gotta find this. Okay.
Anyway, I don't want to see him.
No, I don't.
I don't want
wanna
to see him out of jail. I don't want to
wanna see
out
it
of
either.
bail. None of it.
Oh wait, was he cutting or shaping metal
No, he was not.
in a building? No. Okay. All right.
No,
A boxing match or a fist fight?
no,
An
it
engine?
wasn't that.
Mill around.
Yeah.
Just milling around.
Yeah, I'd like to see that in a definition. I'm not seeing that anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not part of it?
I'm with you guys. I've used that phrase too. I'm just saying.
Forever. Everybody uses that, milling around. What are you milling around for?
I know. A monetary unit.
No.
Obviously not that.
No.
Anyway.
Weird. Okay. Is that Miriam?
Maybe that's why he's still in jail. They haven't found a definition for what he was doing.
It was so horrific.
Yeah.
We don't even have words to describe it.
Oh, was he? Oh, he was grinding a solid substance into a powder. Or pulp.
No, he wasn't doing that either.
And maybe that's where it comes from, right? Because you're just walking around grinding a solid substance into powder.
Maybe.
Right? Milling around.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, here it is. People or animals moving around in a confused mass.
Yes,
there you go. Yeah, there it is.
There
All right.
it is.
Okay, now we can
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Throw
rest
the book
easy.
at him. Throw the book at this guy. Scofflaw.
And the judge said, no.
Yeah, get out.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna sentence him to prison for walking around in the Capitol building, which is not illegal, by the way. I've walked around the Capitol building in D.C. Have you? Have you been to the Capitol building? You guys have been there, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did
That's
you
what
walk
you do.
around it?
That's what you do. You walk around
Not
it.
when Trump was president, I wasn't. I'll tell you that.
All right, 888-900-3393. More coming up. Oops.
Well,
got a little carried away there, didn't I? I was a little too anxious. It should be.
Good morning, Americans.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
It's Friday.
Eager.
Okay. Too eager. Indeed. Let me take a minute and tell you about something really important.
Cool.
We have partnered with Preborn. These are people who are trying to save the lives of at least 50,000 babies this year. 50,000 babies. How do they do that? By providing free ultrasounds for women considering abortion. And when you do that, when you show the woman the ultrasound and they see the life inside, hear the heartbeat, it just comes home to them. And 80% of the time, 80% choose life afterwards.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. It costs $28 to provide one ultrasound. $28. Your donation could save a life for just $28. Really amazing. If you want to save 5 babies, that's a $140 investment. But we hope that you'll help us in whatever way you can to donate. Dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or you can just go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
By the way, a guy we love, Ron DeSantis, just signed into law in Florida yesterday.
I almost said that during your commercial.
Another
awesome.
pro-life bill.
Yeah.
Who does he think he is? Defending life and children.
Right? What a racist. How many black babies is this going to save? How dare you? That's what they're like. I mean, that's what the left is like.
Is the argument against whatever you're about to read, don't say choice? You had to think that one through, didn't you?
Yeah, it kind of hit me weird for a second. Then it finally came home.
Don't say choice.
So it'll protect the unborn by prohibiting the performance of most abortions after 15 weeks. So it doesn't go as far as, say, Idaho or even the Texas law.
Right.
But it's a step in the right direction, and we've taken quite a few steps around this country in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's been surprising.
And don't forget, sometime in probably, early June, when the Supreme Court starts dumping their cases out, we'll have the Mississippi ruling, which could challenge
Which
Roe
could
versus
end
Wade. Yeah,
Roe v. Wade.
Versus, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine, though, I don't care.
Oh, man.
But the uproar that will occur if and when that happens.
Man. I mean, we had the uproar in Florida again with Tony Dungy, right? With the new deal that DeSantis did to fund pro-fatherhood programs. And, I mean, Dungy started All Pro Dad years ago. That was with Mark Merrill's Family First that I used to work with. And
oh, wow, really?
Yeah. And but Dungy was like, no, you're not going to give me heat for that. President Obama said the same thing 14 years ago. Were you outraged then? No. Okay, have a nice day.
Yeah.
And what is the? I don't know the
pro-fatherhood. He's going to fund pro-fatherhood.
Which does
events in Florida.
Okay, and why is that a bad thing? Why are people?
It's not a bad thing. That's the whole thing.
But I'm sure there's people who are pissed off at him for
Correct.
it.
You're supposed to hate fatherhood, Pat. Don't
Okay.
you know that?
I
And I
didn't
love.
know
Yeah,
that.
you're right. Tony Dungy pulled a transcript from an Obama speech 14 years ago. It said,
Good for him.
It's literally the same thing. I love it.
Got some tweets here. Muffer Squish tweets. I mean, Joe mills around after all his speeches and before them, and maybe during.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously milling is okay.
Put that in your pipe.
They were milling in the Capitol building, and
the guy got off.
Yeah, finally. B. de Bodine tweets, what's more dangerous, milling around, parading, or meandering?
Oh,
that's a toss-up.
That's a tough one. Sons of Thunder 42, it's not theft if you call it supermarket sweep.
Okay.
For the Walgreens that locked up all their merchandise. Bob Loblaw, who knew Democrat policies would end up turning a Walgreens into a giant vending machine?
I mean, they're going to end up probably having to close them anyway, right? Because Walmart's, I was thinking about this now, Walmart's had started closing up some of their items in the beauty care sections that were being stolen a lot. And they figured, okay, well, we're tired of trying to have to police this area. We're going to close it up, and then people will have to ask to get it opened up. Walmart.
Oh, earlier it was Walmart.
Yeah, it was before Walmart.
Yeah, you said Walmarts. It's an old man way to say it. At the Walmarts, they're locking up stuff.
Okay,
like the internet.
And then and they got sued, saying that was against, that was racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they took them down. They decided, we're sorry. We're sorry.
The products are either being stolen or they're not. It's not a race thing. Oh, my gosh. I can't.
I know. I know. Every day.
Every day.
Also, Democrats are facing, of course, a nightmare scenario with about 6 months to go before the midterm elections. I've seen quite a few stories along these lines. Democrats are starting to really freak out because they see the handwriting on the wall.
Well, good.
This is from The Hill. Inflation, immigration, the war in Ukraine, and the still lingering COVID-19 pandemic make it for a dreadful political atmosphere for President Biden's party. And let's not forget the withdrawal from Afghanistan either, which was catastrophic. The problems are compounded by Biden's weak approval numbers and the historical pattern whereby a president's party typically loses seats in the first midterm of his tenure. Some Democrats believe a turnaround is still possible, or at least that losses can be kept modest. Nope.
No way.
Sure hope not.
I mean, the country is being destroyed.
But others, granted anonymity to speak candidly, sound a louder alarm. I think this is going to be a biblical disaster, said one Democrat strategist who didn't want to be named.
No?
Yeah, I bet.
No?
No.
Tell us.
This is the reality we are in as Democrats, and no one wants to face it. Of course they don't. Because it's their policies that have gotten us here. That's why.
And have gotten Walgreens to lock up their shelves.
Is there something good that this administration has done?
I've asked that question. I have not heard an answer.
Well, maybe
I can't think of it if there has.
I'll give you an answer. No. But I don't think that there is, right? There really isn't anything
Seriously?
that they've
I don't think so.
that they've touched or done that's
turned to gold.
Good. Yeah.
Can't think of it. People might say the checks that they sent out during COVID.
Oh, that led to inflation. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, but all right.
But maybe, that got some people
helped,
through the pandemic.
Helped through the pandemic, sure.
Democrats know the bitter taste of bad midterm results. The party fared dismally during the first midterm elections under Clinton and Obama. In 1994, with Clinton in the White House, they lost a net 54 House seats. In 2010, they lost 63.
Oh.
So it's got to be worse than that, right?
Yes, it has to be.
Please, America, please make it worse than that. So the number we're trying to beat is 63 House seats. I think we can do it.
Yeah, we can do that.
And we got to get the Senate back.
We can do that.
Got to get the Senate back. That's going to be a little tougher proposition.
Biden's numbers are so underwater now, it's bad.
Well, in Quinnipiac, he's 33%. The other one was, what was the other poll? It was another well-respected poll that had him at 38. Imagine that.
I mean,
that's
I would say
that seems
else.
Generous.
It sure does.
Yeah, it does. Also, Biden's sister, we were just talking about abortion a few minutes ago. Biden's sister is arguing that Democrats are the real pro-life party.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, make your case, lady.
Yeah. In her new memoir, and who doesn't want to read everything Valerie Biden Owens has to say?
Who's that again?
Valerie Biden Owens.
Okay.
I've just been waiting for her memoir. Where is it?
So she jumped the gun in front of Jill.
Yeah, I guess.
In front of Jill's new book. That can't sit well at the family dinner.
His younger sister argues that Democrats are more pro-life than Republicans on abortion in her upcoming memoir. Owens, a longtime campaign advisor and political confidant to Biden, will be releasing her memoir titled "Growing Up Biden," a memoir. That's wow. Catchy. That's catchy.
Releasing.
I need to pre-order that.
I wonder which one comes up.
It comes out on Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's coming right up.
So Jill Biden book. I don't think that comes out.
Fox News got a digital copy on Monday. So maybe it's already come out. Has it already come out this last Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's been sitting there, yeah.
Well, you know that people are rushing to the store shelves to buy
gosh.
this thing. Or maybe they can't wait that long and they're just downloading it on the spot. Within the memoir, Owens writes that Democrats picked the wrong term for their abortion stance. That's right. Should have been pro-death. That's what it should have been.
Yeah.
Instead of wanting to be called pro-choice, she says they should have chosen to be pro-life because they're advocating for better lives for women.
What in the world?
Oh, okay.
That's cute.
Like many women, I harbored complicated feelings on the topic. I'm pro-choice, but I remain convinced that Democrats chose the wrong term for our side of the issue. Yeah. Again, you should have been pro-death. Democrats are not pro-life. They're pro-groomers.
Yeah.
And as America is waiting, we're waking up now to what's going on with the groomers in our midst and calling it the right thing. Finally, conservatives have picked a term and placed it on these people, and it's so descriptive and so accurate that they can't stand it.
Nope.
Oh, they hate being called groomers.
Yeah.
So the more
That's
they
for
hate
sure.
it, the more I love it. And the more I'm going to use it. Got this tweeted out from Adam. Remember a few months ago, I think it was it toward the end of last year?
It was last year.
We had the gay group that came out with this really cute
was a choir.
song.
It was a choir, San Francisco choir, I believe.
Maybe it was even earlier this year? No? Okay. But it's a little bit different feel now than it had even then because of what's going on right now with the grooming.
Check
out this little parody song that LGBTQIA
I don't know if it's a parody.
people.
I don't think it's parody.
Let's hear it.
We're coming for them.
They're coming for our children.
For your children. We're coming for them. We're coming for your children. We're coming for them.
Boy, there you go.
And there you go.
And now that it's
That's good. That's good stuff.
it's just good, wholesome fun.
That's good stuff right there.
And it carries a little extra punch now, doesn't it?
It sure does.
I mean, it was irritating when it came out. Now it just seems like, wow, how dare you?
Well, yeah, because okay, so the reaction
know.
to that was Okay, that's not funny. That's not
Right.
good at all. And they were like, all right, relax. It's a joke, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, tongue in cheek.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really? Because it's not feeling that way now.
No, they're all pissed off that you can't teach sex to kindergartners.
Yeah, we got this doctor.
You really are coming for our children.
Absolutely they are. Let's read the tweet from the doctor this week in Oregon who tweeted out what he's doing to children in his clinic there.
I performed gender-affirming mastectomies, top surgeries, okay, for 3 young adults and adolescents today. All had supportive parents present. You could see the family relief the second we wheeled back to the OR. I could sense the shift. We made it. We have a chance.
We're coming for your children.
And with parental support in cases such as that.
You get me singing that the rest of this day. You're so pissed.
You know you're going to.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
You know you're going to.
You can't tempt Rob in the other room, man. Come on. Like that, Jeffrey?
Yes.
This just shows the total arrogance.
It sure does. Sure does.
Of the radical militant
But
wing.
don't you dare call them out or try to predict their next move.
That's right.
Because then you are the one that's at fault here.
You're a phobe.
Yes,
You're a homophobe.
phobe. Exactly. And then what happens 6 months later? Ta-da!
Yep. Well, we haven't forgotten.
No.
And so there you go.
I know. Can't wait to be driving home this afternoon. We're coming for your children.
You won't be driving in my house. There's no roads.
All right. Let's talk about real estate agents I trust for a minute because you need a good realtor when you're trying to sell your home. I've seen some really cool videos of what realtors are doing now, put together that I'd buy every house I've seen of those videos so far. It's because they have a great realtor who went through their house and took these great photos and made it in video form, put some cool music to it, and it's just like, wow, that is an awesome house. I'll buy that without even showing up and seeing it in person. But you need a good realtor, somebody who can do that with great marketing, somebody who is committed to doing this full time. It's their job. It's their livelihood. And they really enjoy doing it. That's Real Estate Agents I Trust. Glenn has, this is his company, so his team has fully vetted these agents. They're fans of the show, so you don't have to worry about getting in with some Brian Stelter douchebag. When you're buying...
That would really
Oh,
make
wouldn't that
for a
suck?
bad day.
Yeah, it would. When you're buying or you're selling or you're doing both because you're relocating, you need a great agent. That's Real Estate Agents I Trust. RealEstateAgentsITrust.com. Hey, remember Joe Biden was going to get to the bottom of something. It was on the border, and some Haitian refugees were being brutalized at the border. Man, was it ugly. Ugly.
And Joe really stepped up, huh?
Yeah, he stepped up.
Okay.
Here's what he said at the time.
It was horrible what you see, as you saw.
Sure was.
See what you
people
saw.
treated like they did.
Saw what you
Horses
seed.
barely running them over, people being strapped. It's
being
outrageous.
strapped?
I promise you, those people will pay.
He promises.
They will be. There's an investigation underway now, and there will be consequences. There will be consequences. It's an embarrassment. It's beyond an embarrassment.
Beyond embarrassment.
It's dangerous. It's wrong.
Dangerous and wrong.
It sends the wrong message around the world.
Okay, again, you're the president of the United States. Before you start sounding off like an absolute buffoon, why don't you look at the video at least and see that they weren't being strapped? That they weren't being strapped
and run over. He
and
said.
run over by horses.
Again, he is the president of the United States.
You can't do that.
The footage could be sent to him.
I'm guessing.
Somehow.
Right.
There's some possible way.
I mean, this is the police acted stupidly moment. Easily.
Yeah, only I think this is worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's really ugly. And he was going to get to the bottom of it, and by golly, in the next few months, we're going to do just that. Well, guess what?
What? What do we do?
They were all found not guilty of any wrongdoing.
Yeah, they were exonerated.
They're completely exonerated. Nobody did anything wrong. As we knew the day of the event when you looked at the video, Those were the reins they had. They weren't whipping anybody with them.
Or strapping.
Or running over anyone.
I saw something that alluded to maybe they still lost their jobs. I'm still unclear on that. But if that is the case, Greg Abbott said that they have jobs waiting for them for the Texas Border Patrol.
Good.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Because they were not running over. They were not mistreating these Haitian refugees. They were getting in their way. They were trying to keep them from sneaking across the border
this has been
illegally.
covered by all the mainstream media who
right.
destroyed
to
these
show how
guys.
wrong they were.
Yes.
When they disparaged them.
Yeah.
When they smeared them.
And it wasn't just Joe Biden. Of course, it was Maxine Waters as well. She spoke at the time, and she had some wonderful things to say.
To be able to petition to get into the country. What the hell are we doing here? What we witnessed takes us back hundreds of years. What we witnessed was worse than what we witnessed in slavery.
Worse than slavery. Worse than slavery.
Oh my gosh!
Their reins.
There's another one that's getting
whipping
Cowboys with their reins.
Haitians
Black people.
into the water where they're scrambling and falling down, and all they're trying to do is escape. From violence in their country. Yes?
Yes. Okay.
There's a lot there.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
What we witnessed was worse than what we witnessed in slavery.
Yeah, cowboys with their whips.
Okay, border agents that got in the way of people sneaking into our country. They didn't whip them. They didn't run over them. How is that worse than what happened in slavery?
Weren't they actually, a lot of those people had the takeout in their hands?
That's right. And the cell phones, remember that?
Yeah.
They were just trying to escape.
They weren't trying to escape.
And they're never held accountable for this garbage, for all of this radical, draconian rhetoric that they spew at the drop of a hat.
Think of this.
They never have the facts.
I'm so tired of doing this, but it's like Trump says something that's taken completely out of context, and it is their mantra for years and years and years. Man's out of office, and they're still talking about there were good people, the Nazis. And he didn't say that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
She says that this is worse than slavery, and you barely even hear the clip of her saying that on the news. If you do.
If that had been a Republican saying it, you'd be seeing it today.
Oh,
still.
yes.
Still today.
Absolutely.
Gosh, make it stop.
But the border agents completely cleared of any wrongdoing.
A 500-page report that, to my knowledge, hasn't been released publicly yet. But that is a long report.
Yeah, it is.
To say, they didn't do anything wrong.
They didn't whip anybody.
That should be one page. What is that?
Leave them alone. Give them their job back if they lost their job. They didn't do a thing wrong. In fact, they were doing the job we asked them to do in protecting the border.
How do you do these thankless jobs and get treated like that by government officials?
I don't know.
Why would you do that job?
But it's been going on for a long time. We've been treating border agents like garbage for at least 20 years. Geez, the Ramos and Compean thing still comes into my head all the time. Where they shot a drug dealer in the buttocks. And then they went to prison for it.
I love this story. It's so bad.
It is so bad.
It's so bad.
And these guys served time.
And they served time almost 2 years. I think it was a little over 2 years, in fact.
And if not for the end of his presidency, who knows?
They might still be there.
Right.
Yeah.
We got the pardon.
Yeah, because W is the one that did it all, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was defiant about it. He was not going to release them.
Weird.
And only at the very last minute of his presidency did he do it. Did he finally free them? It's just... And he was pissed off about having to do it.
I know. They forced his hand to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had to beg and plead and cajole him. He was terrible on the border toward the end of his presidency. Between that and the illegal alien he tried to save in Texas that was on death row for raping and murdering 2 teenage girls in Houston. And he sided with Mexico trying to get that death sentence overturned.
Well, I mean, just because you're a murderer doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't that the line?
That's something.
Isn't that the line? Something like that?
Doesn't mean you're a killer.
Oh, yeah. Just because you're poor, as a poor person. Just because you're poor doesn't necessarily mean you're a killer. It probably means you are, but not necessarily.
I like mine.
Okay?
Just because you're a killer doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Right. You probably had to use that line before, haven't you? How about yourself?
Okay. More coming up. Happy Good Friday. Easter weekend. Finally, it's really come late this year.
I know. It's been a struggle for me to get through this Lent fasting. And, waiting for Easter.
I didn't realize you were fasting.
Yeah,
You're fasting.
You couldn't
for
tell?
Lent?
Let me eat.
Yeah, come Easter.
Yeah, well,
it'll be over.
I mean, people know
Resurrection.
how very spiritual
Oh,
you
man.
are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it won't come as a
So you've been
surprise
fasting.
to many.
Like,
Fasting.
Part of the deal.
you know what that means,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't look like it.
Part of the deal.
That doesn't mean you eat faster. You know that, right?
Yeah, you've been messing it up, haven't you?
That's what he thought. Yeah,
You got to
he thought,
start over.
That means you eat faster. I'm in.
Get more accomplished that way.
All right, we got some tweets here. Jimmy Dimples tweets, there is something good the Biden regime has done. It's given Pat Gray Unleashed tons of material for the shows.
That's true.
Yeah. I'd trade it, though.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'd trade it for Trump. Virginia Jackhole, of course Biden has done something good. He's made more Republicans. Toothpaste words, the jazz hands makes the we're coming for your children even better. Oh, yeah, there's the jazz hands right there. Oh, that's terrible.
Go away.
My gosh.
There you go. Jeffy, what's your favorite song?
It's not terrible.
And again, the arrogance that's involved with that.
I know.
If heteros did something similar.
Oh, my God. They'd be in jail.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'd be shut down. Certainly
For
wouldn't be
sure.
employed. And they would be off Twitter and shut down and canceled everywhere else. Everywhere. But that's fine.
That's fine.
No, that's
Don't worry
great.
about
Yeah,
it.
just a little laugh they're having at our expense. Don't worry about it. Rants Out Loud tweets, I blame you guys for earworming the Groomer's national anthem into my head.
You're welcome.
Rowdy Introvert, Jeffy singing We're Coming for Your Children in the halls of Blaze TV won't end well for him and may end up involving the authorities.
Not in this place.
We're used
I'm
to it.
okay in this place. It's other places I'm concerned about. In this place, they're just like, oh, geez.
That's just Jeffy being Jeffy.
Leave him alone.
Jeffy being Jeffy. You know, this woke contagion is not limited to the United States. It's spreading worldwide. And we didn't show this yet this week, but the Australian Department of Health officials were struggling to define woman at a Senate estimates hearing on April 4th after one of their senators posed a question, kind of like happened here with the Supreme Court nominee. Alex Antic, a liberal senator, asked Health Secretary Brendan Murphy to define the term woman. He said, I'm going to finish up then with a very simple question for the department. And that is one which has troubled me for a great deal of time with the bureaucracy here. Can someone please provide me with a definition of what a woman is? Department of Health, definition of a man, definition of a woman, anyone. Murphy said, well, there's a variety of definitions for a woman.
Here we go.
Is there?
Antic said, you're going to take on notice the question of what a woman is? Well, it's a very contested space at the moment, Senator. There are definitions in terms of how people identify themselves, so we're happy to provide a working definition on that. Antic said Murphy's response was utterly ludicrous, followed by him defining a woman as an adult human female. Really tough. In one sense, you don't want to attack the man. It's more an issue of showing how far the insidious creep of radical gender theory has drifted through our institutions. It is endemic. And it's true, because How can it possibly be this difficult where you can't answer that question yet? And I guess if you can't define a woman, you certainly can't define a man.
No.
Right?
You can't.
How did we get to this place? It's really staggering because as upside down as things have been, really even since Obama's first term, you couldn't have foretold this kind of stupidity. Really amazing. Meanwhile, speaking of Australia, we got new surveillance laws that gives authorities the power to change social media posts.
This is creepy.
A new law gives Australian police unprecedented powers for online surveillance, data interception, and altering data. These powers outlined in the Surveillance Legislation Amendment, Identity and Disrupt Bill, raise questions over potential misuse, privacy, and security.
No. So they can just do it, or they need a warrant?
Well, let's see. The bill updates the Surveillance Devices Act of 2004 and Telecommunications Act of 1979. In essence, it allows law enforcement agencies or authorities, such as the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission, to modify, add, copy, or delete data when investigating serious online crimes.
Investigating. Wow.
Right.
Human Rights Law
A
Center
warrant involved.
says the
Then
bill has insufficient safeguards for free speech and press freedom. Digital Rights Watch calls it a warrantless surveillance regime, and notes the government ignored the recommendations of a bipartisan parliamentary committee to limit the powers granted by the law.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to limit the powers.
So they're
of
just
the government.
they're going by, well, we're not going to do it unless we're in the middle of an investigation.
Yeah, it gives them 3 new powers for law enforcement. Data disruption warrants. So I guess that is a warrant.
Yeah.
Allows authorities to disrupt data by copying, deleting, or modifying data as they see fit.
Yeah, because that if they didn't have this, they would. That's almost entrapment, right? I mean, you're doing stuff to make the criminal.
Well, you're changing what they said. Network activity warrants permit the collection of intelligence from devices or networks that are used or likely to be used by the subject of the warrant. And account takeover warrants let agencies take control of an online account, such as a social media account, to gather information for an investigation. There's also an emergency authorization procedure, of course, that allows these activities without a warrant. Under certain circumstances.
But when would you ever be in a state of emergency in this world?
And that means they're just going to set up offices in these cell companies' businesses then, because they're going to have access, and those cell companies are going to have to allow that to happen.
That's
right?
the Federale desk right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to act quickly. And the way to do that is to have them sitting right there with you. So.
But that you were just talking about probably.
But I mean, in an emergency.
Sure. And that would never happen in a Western country. What country you say that was again?
That was Australia.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
The West has fallen.
over there. Nobody even
the
knows
West
where they're
has
at.
fallen, man.
Especially Australia. What is next for that country? Jeez. Pathead Garcia Mega sent this video to us. It shows COVID home test kits.
Oh, these are the test kits that you
being
got
packaged up in China.
on your bathroom shelf.
Is this as good as the mask video? I hope so.
Not quite. I mean,
Okay.
it's on the same level, but I mean, there you are. At least they've got a desk there instead of a floor like in India.
Yeah, they're not doing it on the floor.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, th're not on the floor, just the packaging materials are. But yeah, you shove that up your nose. Go right ahead.
They just okayed the breathalyzers, the inhalators,
here's
right?
our buddies. Here's our buddies.
They really are.
Oh, yeah.
There's India.
Did they okay
I think they
inhalators?
just okayed inhalators for COVID-19 too.
Yeah, an
Did
inhalator.
they?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, in other words, a breathalyzer.
Yeah. Well, it's a breathalyzer. Well, not a breathalyzer, an inhalator. It's a.
They end up taking up a hospital bed.
Yeah.
It costs
When
they
if
just gave
you
you
just-
gave them
it
treatment
can-
early,
Mm-hmm.
and they got some
Got
treatment.
it. Treatment.
And,
Got it, Kamala.
A breathalyzer.
breathalyzer.
Right?
Or an inhalator.
Or an inhalator.
Not a breathalyzer.
Not a breathalyzer. Or an inhalator.
So what is the thing? There's a COVID test now where you that is a breathalyzer.
Yeah. And they just okayed it for
So you just breathe into it?
For emergency authorization.
Everything's emergency authorization.
And they were saying that it was a pretty good, it was like in the 90 percentile of
accuracy.
being correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Gosh darn it, what's it called?
But
they
an inhalator.
It's called an inhalator.
Barack just told
not
you.
an inhalator.
It's a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Well, not
Well,
no,
no.
wait, not a
No,
breathalyzer.
it's not that. It spots chemical compounds associated with the coronavirus in breath. And so size of a piece of a carry-on luggage can be used in medical offices, mobile testing sites, identifies chemicals. The thing is, the question I have is that, remember early on, we talked about how what were they called when you tested positive for COVID, right? You had the what did they call them?
PCR?
The cycle threshold value.
Uh-huh.
And so if you test positive for COVID with these inhalators, are you with the cycle threshold level, if it's low, does that measure that? Because if the level is low, you're not giving it to anybody. You're just positive for the COVID.
Right.
So if you...
I don't think they know what level that is, though, do they? Do they know at what level you're contagious?
There were doctors that believed that they know.
I
didn't know
think
that they...
I'm going to go the rest of my life without ever taking one of these tests ever again.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean...
If you have it, you have it.
Yeah.
You just don't need to know about it.
What's wrong? What does this look, Jeff? You're staring at me.
Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, I think it's over. Yes, the amount of cases has increased slightly in
There's new variants
on the
now.
daily average.
4 new variants.
Is it 4? I saw 2.
I thought we're up to 5 now. B5,
okay.
right?
Sure.
Really?
They don't
I
have
think
as
so.
catchy names as they used to, though.
No, they're just new variants. B1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly. It's BA.
I think we're up to
Niner.
5 now.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're gonna start hammering us again.
Absolutely.
All right. Let me tell you about Omega XL. Where do you go with it?
Yeah,
Where do you
I
go
know.
with that?
Well, remember,
So
we gotta
frustrating.
wait and see before we can take that mask mandate on the planes off. you
Yeah,
know?
another 15 days.
Oh, yeah.
That'll take care of it.
But somebody made a great point. The CDC, they have to monitor the situation to see if they're going to extend the mask mandate further on travel, right? Mm-hmm. But there is no such delay while we wait and see about the border. No, it's gone. Title 42, it's gone May 23rd. We're not going to sit there and extend it out while we monitor the situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The priorities of this government are
crazy.
Disgusting.
It's crazy. You have 360 joints from your neck down each vertebrae, in your back, to your arms, your hips, your knees, your feet. You got joints everywhere. And that's 360 places where you can develop really severe pain. And it sucks. When I was having the inflamed elbow pain, kept going for, several months, and I finally did something about it. And what I did about it was I started taking Omega XL.
And it took several months to figure out. You got to do something.
Right. And I finally did. And after a week, the pain started to subside. It got more tolerable. And after 2 weeks, the pain was gone. Give this a try because of the science. Our bodies produce these SPMs, which keep your joints healthy. But as we age, we don't produce enough of them. And Omega XL can restore those and rejuvenate your joints. Plus, if you leave it undone, if you just don't do anything about it, you can get real severe damage in your joints. Yeah. And that's not good. Order Omega XL at OmegaXL.com/Pat. OmegaXL.com/Pat. Buy one bottle, they'll throw in a second one for free.
Nice.
Or you can just call 800-844-4888.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
In Shanghai, the oppressive lockdowns continue. The Chinese know how to battle this virus, don't they? They know what they're doing over there.
It's going to affect us more than ever now. With these lockdowns in Shanghai, our goods and services. They create a lot of stuff there. In Shanghai.
They do. They make a lot of stuff. You go into Walmart and look around. That's the stuff they create. So
a lot of stuff that is locked up behind glass at the Walgreens in San Francisco come from Shanghai.
No doubt.
But they're literally dragging people away now. there in China.
Jeez. Well, yesterday, Anthony Fauci explained the purpose of the lockdowns.
Oh, good.
How concerning is the outbreak in China? We see the lockdown
Pause it for a second.
Shanghai
Almost all of
and-
these include Andrea Mitchell. She loves this pandemic. She loves the draconian measures we've taken to try to
And
control
that's the
it.
one he chooses to go on to.
Yep. She wants lockdowns. She wants the masks to last forever. Oh, don't tell her that we can relax these restrictions. She doesn't want to hear it.
Don't you dare.
She's unbelievable. All right, let's see this.
How concerning is the outbreak in China? We see the lockdown in
Really
Shanghai,
concerning,
and
Andrea.
the State Department now ordering
I bet he's gonna
families
say
out,
that.
all non-essential workers out of Shanghai.
Well, Andrea.
Well, China has a number of problems, two of which are that their complete lockdown, which was their approach, a strictest lockdown that you'd never be able to implement in the United States.
Good.
Although that prevents the spread of infection. And remember, early on, they were saying, and I think accurately, that they were doing better than almost anybody else. But lockdown has its consequences. You use lockdowns to get people vaccinated so that when you open up, you won't have a surge of infections because you're dealing with an immunologically naive population to the virus because they've not really been exposed because of the lockdown. The problem is that the vaccines that they've been using are not nearly as effective as the vaccines that are used in the United States,
None
UK,
of them are.
EU, and other places.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true.
Yes, it is.
If you're going to take a vaccine, I don't highly recommend the Chinese version because it doesn't protect anybody from anything. I don't even know why that's in use.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know why any of them are, but at least Pfizer works to a certain extent. Kind of. Actually, with these B1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variants, kind of doesn't even work for that.
Well, they're working on one. At least Moderna is. I know they're working on one that's going to cover them all.
Oh, good.
Good.
One size fits all.
Okay, so we can get another vaccine?
Good.
Another shot? Okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be number 5 for some?
Okay.
You only have the 2, right?
That's a 2, yeah.
You still have the 2.
I am fully vaccinated. According to
I have a grown third tail.
I'm not growing a third tail, and I am fully vaccinated according to the United States government.
No,
but
that's
yes,
good.
I only have 2.
So we're going to keep playing catch up with these vaccines until we finally get that one size fits all. That'll take care of it.
I think they've updated their definition of what fully vaccinated is. Don't you have to be boosted?
With the booster? No, I think the
Are you
booster
sure?
is still just recommended.
All right, but a lot of people have had
yes, they
4
have.
now.
Yes, they
4.
have. I don't think the boosters are. I think those are all just recommended. Now I got to find out. I don't think so, though. I don't
Hey,
think
you
so.
remember that one time that the government told a bunch of people to take an experimental drug? And a bunch of people did, and then it didn't work. And so the government said, well, you need to do it again. And they did it again. And then the government said, you know what? It's not working because other people aren't joining the experiment. And so take it a third time. And they took it a third time. And then they started getting mad at the people who didn't fall for that. You remember that? Yeah.
Good stuff. I love it.
That's great.
I love it.
That is
they
really
still
good.
continue to recommend.
Just recommend.
Yep.
All right. So it's not part of the definition of being fully vaccinated.
Correct.
Well, we're finally starting to admit some of the unintended consequences of the whole thing. The Washington Post has a story about kids who are having a hard time because of the lockdowns, not going to school, not being able to learn things. So they're having trouble now as they come back to school. Kids are having trouble tying their shoes, opening bottles. They just lack, basic life skills because they've just been screwed up by the way we've been dealing with this pandemic. In a normal year, up to half of Christine Jarbo's first graders start school knowing how to tie their shoelaces. But thanks to the coronavirus pandemic, school hasn't been normal for more than 2 years. So when Jarbo welcomed a fresh crop of Fairfax County Public School first graders to her classroom this fall for their first full year of in-person learning, she made a disturbing discovery. You'd say, okay, can you show me how to tie your shoes? And most of them would just kind of look at me like really confused, Jarbo said. They really weren't sure even where to start.
I mean, are there parents?
I know.
You've been at your house. I mean, what is...
Yeah. You know, I don't think a teacher taught me how to tie my shoes.
Right.
I think my parents did.
Did the teacher teach them how to ride bikes too?
No.
This is...
No, I can remember my being taught to tie my shoes.
At school?
No.
Okay.
At home.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah.
Right. You do know how to tie your shoes?
Well,
let's see.
Okay.
Prove it. I see you're wearing laces. Did Amber tie those for you this morning?
I just slide them on.
You and me both.
I just slide them
That's where I am now, too.
She says, though, it was one of many missing skills that she discovered among the students over the course of the semester. She expected them to show up behind where they should be academically. You know, like reading, she thought they'd be a little behind. But what she hadn't counted on was that kids would prove unable to do things like cutting along a dotted line with scissors.
What?
Or squeeze a glue bottle to release an appropriately sized dot.
Help.
Or simply twisting a plastic cap off and putting it back on. They couldn't do that.
Our future, America. This is idiocracy in the wings.
Well, and I will say, this is a parental thing, too.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
This is more a parental thing than
and I think
anything
that's,
else.
Yes, it is.
I think that's illustrated by the teacher being shocked that, wait, you haven't learned this?
I'm sorry, you can't twist the top off?
So they weren't
Get
exposed
out.
to the previous grade teacher because they were at home learning on Zoom. But hello, parents, step up. Grief.
Jeez.
I mean,
Okay, so I don't want to be yelled at for sending out false information. So I went to the CDC website. And a person is up to date with their COVID-19 vaccinations if they've received all recommended doses in the primary series and one booster.
Told ya!
And one booster.
So you lied. You lied to the audience.
You
getting
are
a
not fully
second
vaxxed.
booster is not necessary to be considered up to date at this time, but the one booster, when eligible, I don't know if I'm eligible.
You
now.
are not
I got to see if
fully
I'm eligible.
vaxxed.
Wow.
So that means no, I'm not.
So,
I was going to, maybe give you a cookie today, but now I'm not going to because you don't deserve it.
Oh.
You know,
Amy, what's her face?
Sent us some cookies.
Sweet pea.
I'm fasting anyway.
Thank you.
They look
but
delicious.
Who's eligible?
Thank you very much.
Now, these aren't Kexi cookies, though, I see.
No, of course not. These are baked in an oven.
If you want well, we bake our cookies in an oven as well.
I guess that's a
What do you
fair
think?
point.
We have a hollow tree that's magic, and we is that what you think?
Well, that's what I was raised to believe.
No, we actually have a really big oven. In fact,
He's waiting for those tree people to stop by. I'll tell you that.
but if you want the most delicious cookie on the face of the planet, no offense, Amy, but it's at Kexi.com, KEKSI.com, and try our spring line. It's really delicious. These look really good, too. We got a raisin one.
Oh, I've already eaten half of mine, yeah.
You got a chocolate chip one, got a snickerdoodle over there. So thank you, Amy.
Thank you, ladies.
But Kexi.com. Go there, try it, and live it, love it. You know, Mother's Day is coming up really soon. You might want to plan.
Oh, yeah.
On something really delicious for your mom. What'd you find?
I was just looking. I don't know that if I'm eligible or not for the booster. Anyone age 50 or older, or anyone 12 or older who has an underlying health condition.
Yeah, that's
not I don't think I'm eligible.
None of those are you.
I don't think I'm eligible. Good. So I'm fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
All right, join us for Overtime, which is coming up. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. At blazetv.com/Pat, enter More Unleashed, get $15 off. I think that might end today.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.